Over the past few years, we really have seen so many established artists come out and drop bad albums. And I mean, two of the biggest examples of this were Kanye West and Lil Uzi Vert. These two artists who in the past few years probably done dropped the worst albums of their careers. For example, EA2 was such a big disappointment to fans. It was so hated that instead of Uzi taking the L, he kind of hinted at the fact that he knew this album was trash and that he put it out on purpose in order to get out his record deal, and that the real good album was on the way soon. Yet to this day, a full year later, we still ain't got no follow-up album to EA2. Right now, music as a whole is in a weird space, and today, we looking at some bad albums by great artists. Out of all these albums that have dropped in the past year, Young Thug even up there, EA2 might be the worst Lil Uzi Vert album of all time. The excitement going into EA2, I visually remember it. I remember it was, when did this come out? It was November 1st. I remember, I'm like, yo, Lil Uzi dropping. Uzi had the UFO in the sky. He had a promo run behind it. It was a short promo run, but it was there. Eternal Take 2. Nigga, that's following up Eternal Take, the biggest album Uzi ever put out. People was thinking Uzi, you know, Uzi about to come different. Yet this nigga came out and put Meteor Man on this project. This might be the worst Uzi song ever. It was a point in time where a dude was trying to argue me down about EA2 being this good album that I'm sleeping on that I don't understand. I don't even think Uzi fans enjoyed this project when it came out. Nigga said she stank. Oh my God. Uzi, I'm not gonna say Uzi had been on a decline over the years, but throughout Uzi's career, you know, he started strong. He had EA, he had the Future Pluto tape. He had a lot going on. Then Pink Tape came out, and people were iffy on Pink Tape. And I think people was iffy on Pink Tape, not because it was bad, but because it was so experimental. It was so experimental, and it didn't really work. It was a mix of regular songs, and then Uzi just randomly going rock, and then he going animate theme song. But if you not looking at them tracks, the album was pretty good, but it left a mark on Uzi's career. And people side-eyed Uzi. People was questioning Uzi, but they still had faith. Until this nigga came out and dropped EA2, and it was just certified that Uzi was washed. He said he seems demotivated or just scared of the reception his projects get at this point. I think it might be, he might be scared. I didn't really see him reacting. No, I lied. He did react to the hate. And it was like he kind of, in other words, Uzi admitted that the project was ass. People got speculating that Uzi was trying to get out his record deal. Niggas like, oh yeah, Uzi just pulling a Frank Ocean. Like, you know, he dropped the bad album before the good album. Y'all was coping. The Uzi fans were coping. I don't think Uzi had none of that in the tuck. And then he gonna like the comment, basically insinuating the fact that, yeah, maybe he is pulling the Frank Ocean. Like, this just a part of the bigger picture. I don't think so. I think Uzi just put out a bad project. Probably the worst project of his career. What did Anthony get his tape? What did he give this? What, a 1, a 2? I know he gave this shit something crazy. A 2, I was right. Please say.
It's almost like Lil Uzi Vert forgot how to rap.
Exactly. He said the words I wanted to say. Uzi definitely forgot how to rap. I'm not gonna lie. Uzi low-key, it did low-key sound like he forgot to rap. Like, some of these songs was just dirt. Now, not all of the songs was hot. Like, I feel like my standout track off this project was easily Conceited. Conceited is, you can take this away from this album, look at it and appreciate it as it being a good song. Conceited is a really good song. Lift 'em Up, I like Lift 'em Up too. Please don't get lift. But then you start going off the deep end. You got She Stank. It just seemed like he was trying to bite off Cardi deep voice. Like, he seen Cardi have 2024, have Carnival, have all these deep voice songs, but he wanted to do his own deep voice shit, but didn't do a good deep voice. You said Goddard's song was terrible. No, I ain't gonna lie, I look like this one. I don't even remember this. No, I take it back. This shit is trash. I take it back. I don't remember that. I know this nigga did not just moan. That just moan mid-verse. You said already ears up with pure ass. Thanks, Prince. You know you're welcome. I hope you appreciate it because that's all we doing today. Pure ass. Yo, this is terrible. Like, I feel like a baby could make a better song than this. You put a baby on the mic and it would sound better than
hits. I don't give a fuck about the hits on the dick. I got holes in the back of the whip.
And another thing with Uzi, bro, you gotta change up this lyrical content, bro. You're not 21-year-old no more. You're not 21. You are 30. You can talk about something else. Like, Uzi has the ability to talk about real shit if he want to. Let's go back. We could go back to Love is Rage 2. Uzi had a lot of songs on there which doesn't make sense how the lyrical content in a project from 2017 has better, you know, lyrical substance than a project from 2024. Like, you could come on here, you can listen to Feelings Mutual. He's talking real shit. Talking about, I wasn't gonna pop no pills no more. Uzi can talk about he want to. Uzi 30 talking about 22-year-old hoes and Tesla pills. Uzi losing me. He really lost me with this project. I don't think Uzi is ass. This tape was ass. Uzi sounded ass on here, but he still got potential. I feel like in the future, maybe his next tape, if he learns, he could drop something good. And before I keep going on, make sure you tap into my future streams. Like, you this far into the video, so that must mean you're entertained. If you entertained by this video, you're gonna be entertained by a stream. And I actually went live on YouTube and Twitch, so you can pick whatever platform you want to watch my next stream on. You might as well come through, turn notifications on, follow me on Twitch, do what you need to do. Like I said, if you enjoying this video, you might as well tap into a stream. Tame Impala, and my nigga Kevin Parker is that white boy be cooking. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, if you haven't listened to Currents, that's no lie, Currents is easily one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. That's in my top 5 of all time. Currents is such an amazing album. And so, you know, after the slow rush, after, you know, 5 years of no Tame Impala, he starts up this rollout. He starts up Deadbeat and starts it off with some hot shit. He started In the Summer. In the Summer was okay. Then he went Loser. Then he went Dracula. Loser and Dracula are probably, there might be some of my favorite songs from this year. Those songs, like, nigga had dancing. There was a lot of anticipation building up to this project. He was dropping great singles. Dracula, another good ass song. But he drops the tape and people are not liking it. Now, I have to make this clear. I'm not niggas. I love this album so much. Even though everybody else is hating on it, this is a talking point that I gotta speak on. This album is probably getting the most hate I've ever seen a Tame Impala project get. That Anthony Fantano, I know he ain't the end all be all, the music god, but this gave this like a 1 or 2. It's been going viral. The hate for this project has been going viral. People feel like this tape had a loss of direction. But when I really sit and I listen to this, these songs, some of these songs are so good. Now, there's some I don't like, but nigga, My Old Ways is good. No Reply, good. Dracula, fire. Loser, fire. Oblivion. A lot of people feel iffy on that song. Then Not My Word, I didn't like it that much. Piece of Heaven, people try to dig into the song. They kind of call it ass. They ain't messing with it. Well, one, I'm not gonna lie. Did you hear the outro? Did you hear the Piece of Heaven outro? That he was floating. The song itself. Look, what I say in the comments, I didn't even know I commented it. Such a good song. Nigga, I love this song. But a lot of people hated it. What this comment say right here? Another underrated song that I will over listen. I don't care what people say. This the best song on the whole album. So that comment alone is kind of proving people got mixed feelings on this track. Some people hate it. Some people love it. And that's kind of the whole theme with this whole project. People feel like it was uninspired. People are comparing it to Currents, for example, which is a really unfair standard, but Tame Impala created it for himself. He made this standard. Kevin Parker made this standard for himself. He made Currents. And people are expecting him to come out and drop another album that's as good as Currents. Now, am I going to be delusional? No. Deadbeat is a solid project in my opinion, but it don't hold a light to Currents. It's not even in the same realm of music. Pitchfork gave Deadbeat a 4.8 out of 10, which is crazy. I don't know why people are dragging this tape like it's some dirt. I just feel like people are over hating this album. It's more than just Anthony Fantano, you know, speaking. Let me see. Tame Impala Deadbeat. We could just look at Twitter. Yeah, look. Tame Impala when he finished Deadbeat. I just made some bullshit. Niggas real life got a pot of bullshit. What am I looking at? This the whole conversation around this album. It's people calling Deadbeat ass. Deadbeat is easily Tame Impala's worst album today. But you gotta understand though, Tame Impala's standards are insane. Like the Slow Rush, I loved it. Currents, I loved it. Lonerism, good. I haven't listened to Inner Speaker. I do have to get around to that, so I'm not gonna give an opinion on that. I haven't got around to it, but I think people are holding, which is valid. Like I understand the criticism. I understand people holding this project up to the same standards as his other projects and comparing him to other bodies of work that he done put out. So if it say Deadbeat is Tame Impala's worst album, you have to understand what they're comparing it to. These ain't normal albums that Deadbeat is getting compared to. So a nigga can say Deadbeat is Tame Impala's worst album, but that don't mean it's a bad album. People feel like it's bad for Tame Impala standards. Like it's not an EA2. EA2 is ass all around the board. Deadbeat ain't ass all around the board. Another bad album by a great artist, it has to be Teenage Emotions. Teenage Emotions by Lil Yachty. This album, y'all gotta understand, this album was so bad it almost killed his career a year in. This album was really bad. And if I'm not, nigga said that album was so dirt. Teenage, like, okay, I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I love Lil Yachty's music so much. Yachty is definitely one of my favorite artists recently. He might be one of my favorite artists of all time. Like, Yachty done put out some good music. His regular albums have been good. You know, his experimental albums have been good. Let's Start Here was good. Bad Cameo was good. You know, nigga went a whole different route. Went Michigan on this. Concrete Boys, great. But then look, then you go to Teenage Emotions. Well, really, if I'm gonna be honest, a lot of Yachty earlier music was that lollipop, was that nursery rhyme music. I did not like a lot of Yachty early music, but he evolved so much as an artist. Like he went from a joke. When Yachty first blew up, he was a joke. People didn't take Yachty serious for a long time. I actually made a video about that years ago. Look, yeah. 2 years ago, I made a video basically praising Yachty. How Lil Yachty escaped the 1985 effect. And I talked about how he turned his career around. How he was once this joke. People looked at Yachty and they didn't see a real artist. They looked at Yachty and they seen a clown. They seen him rapping. They seen red hair and beads in his hair and just treated him like a joke. And I don't know if he felt the way about that. I don't know how that affected him, but as the years going on, Yachty done developed his career and his sound so much into what we have today. Yachty, the music he drops today is so polished. Like if you go back and you listen to that song that him and Lucky just put out, that is a great song. Like every time, I didn't even mean to click on this. The Skrilla song, this is a good song. Every time Yachty pop out, it's always good. He got his pocket. When he dropped music with Concrete Boys is good. Yachty, in my opinion, is an amazing artist. People were dogging Teenage Emotions so much. And then the album sales. No, I remember specifically, the album came out and it was gonna sell bad. The sales were so dirt that Yachty made a response basically saying, look, I don't care about the sales. Like I just dropped this music.
Now, Lil Yachty, he's explaining
he admitted that people didn't enjoy the project.
Did not do good. Okay, the numbers came back and whoa. Now, I said this to him personally. I always said a flop, we got to evaluate in 2 categories, okay?
What is this? 2017 DJ Academics. This was a different time for YouTube. This was a different time for YouTube.
How are you doing compared to your contemporaries, your peers? And number 2, how are you doing compared to your last effort, all right? If you are gaining, no matter what that number is, if you did better than last time, that's not a flop, okay? Also, if your peers or the people we're directly comparing you with are doing around the same numbers and you did around the same numbers, it's not a flop. Now, Lil Yachty, who's his peers? His peers to me is Kodak Black, Uzi, right? 21 Savage, right?
This makes sense. I'm trying to just see the post. Okay, look, this is what I was talking about. When Teenage Emotions came out and it flopped, it underperformed, Yachty would get online and say this: message to all my fans, I just want to thank y'all for giving me y'all all support me and backing me up when I'm not around, but I'm always in spirit. I didn't make this 21 project for the old reviews and bloggers. I made it for the real Lil Yachty fans who've been dying for new music from me. That's why I put so many songs. That's why it's mostly just me, because it's from me to you. I understand first week numbers didn't do what most people expected, but that's only because they don't understand me. They don't understand us. I don't expect anybody to. I made it for those who listen. So Yachty, he seen this underperformed and they basically admitting it. He just like, damn, y'all not messing with it. And then what a lot of people used to say back then, especially Uzi. I remember Uzi saying this. Remember when he was going at it with Ebro? He was like, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand this new music. But I think the difference with Teenage Emotions, it just wasn't good. Is Lil Yachty Teenage Emotions trash or nah? From May 27th, 2017. Yo, but that's so funny. Dead End Hip Hop made a how long is this? Let's see what they say. 27-minute review for Teenage Emotion. Let me see.
Like a baby
I'm curious. I want to see what they say.
I was an outcast in high school. I'm gonna tell you right now.
The top comment says, yo, do y'all know who this is? Nigga, I just found this out by accident. That's my nigga Lou Waster. Y'all know who this is? I'm about to send this to him. What the nigga, that's my Lou. Why is he in the comments? I didn't know what the
You gonna petition Lil Yachty to stop making
I'm gonna go on change.org and create a petition to get Lil Yachty up out the game.
It said Teenage Emotions was so ass, he gonna sign a petition to get Lil Yachty up out of here. Yo! Carter 6 is easily one of the worst albums that came out this year. Like, unlistenable bad. Some of these songs on here were so dirt, like I just skipped it. Peanuts to an Elephant. Who the fuck told you to start the song like that? Nigga got an elephant screaming at the start of the track, and it wasn't a one-time thing. This was the beat. It was the elephant screaming throughout the whole song. I don't know which direction this album was going. You know, he had Peanuts to an Elephant. Then he had a country song with Jelly Roll. Like, no lie, I'm not just trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate for him. This is so ass. Like, I would never in my life get in my car or put my headphones on and turn on Sharks by Lil Wayne and Jelly Roll. How the fuck you went from Carter 4 to Carter 6 and it sound like that? Not even that. The song with his son. This was unlistenable. I'm bringing it back. But I just feel like I don't understand the vision for this project, because how do you go from, you start the tape, Wayne rapping, and you go a little bit farther, you hear sharks. You got Jelly Roll talking about it's sharks in the water or something. Then you keep going on, and then you get the Peanuts and Elephants. You got a damn elephant screaming at you. You go from that, then you go to, it was 2 ass songs in a row. You put your son on this Wheezy beat, rapping like this. No lie, I'm not gonna lie, Lil Wayne other son did rap better than Lil Navi. He just slapping songs together. It did seem like he did just slap a lot of songs together with no coherent theme, with no coherent vision. As Lil Wayne, in the position that you're in, with the hype that was surrounding Carter 6, for you to come and drop this album that really had no vision behind it was a terrible decision. You was a Young Thug, white slime. Nigga got the song, he had a song on there that tried to get me taken off the mat, Ninja. I made a TikTok that Ninja and it went viral. I was at the top, bro. Ninja was such a stupid song that I was at the top of the Young Thug Reddit. I don't even know if I can find it no more. But when I made this clip, I was at the top of the Young Thug Reddit with this clip. This shit had 400K views. It was a lot of songs on here that just didn't hit. Like, we had Ninja on here, which I'm not gonna play because I'm scared. We had this T.I. song, which was decent until T.I. went on a 2-minute rant at the end of the song.
You can have another bitch like I need a hole in my head, nigga.
Talk for 2 minutes throughout this whole song. Then you could go through, and if you listen to these tracks, most of the time, the feature, I hate to say it, is carrying Young Thug. His own girl carried him. Mariah the Scientist, when they had these songs, every song they had together, she outperformed Young Thug, which I hate to say. Well, I mean, I don't hate to say it's Mariah the Scientist. She has the crazy voice. But every time Mariah the Scientist, Young Thug got together, she outperformed him. You look, Part of My Back, Lil Baby, crazy verse Lil Baby put down. Lil Baby washed Thug. YFN Lucci, washed Thug. What Up Jesus? Thug came in, he had an okay verse. Mommy with him and Sexy Red, probably one of the worst Young Thug songs I've ever heard in my life. Like, no lie. I love you, I never wanna know.
another mommy.
This shit is trash. And then when Sexy Red came in, it wasn't like, oh, maybe, you know, Sexy Red might bring some energy. You know, sometimes Sexy Red, she do bring energy. She might make a little decent hook. And some songs could have just definitely not fit. Why did you, what is this with this track listing? Why did you have this Dreams Rarely Come True? It's a 6-minute song, which it wasn't bad. But then you have a 6-minute, you have a 4-minute song, then immediately followed up with a 6-minute song, then immediately followed up with a 7-minute song. It was like this nigga just wanted the songs to keep getting longer and longer. And then Miss My Dogs wasn't even a good 7-minute song. It was pretty mid. It was him begging everybody to be cool with him again after he was on the phone talking shit about the whole world for 2 years straight. Well, pick up the phone. That nigga like, what? We got Animal Ambition by 50 Cent. Now, this was a viewer submitted album. Oh my fucking God. There is no way. There is no way this the cover. I'm screenshotting this. Hold up. No way. No way. Yo, I've never heard this album. There's no way this is really the cover. I know it's about to be ass off the cover. Animal Ambition, an untamed desire to win. You know what this look like? You know that YoungBoy Birdman album cover? Yo, nigga, that's what this shit look like. There's no way he really put this out. Since I don't got no true opinion on this album, I'm just gonna base it off this cover. And off the cover alone, I will not be visiting this project. I feel like an album cover determines a lot with an album. And right now, this album cover is determining me not listening to this bullshit. He paid, his label paid a nigga to make this. YBN Namir Vigilant, the song that had, what's it called? Soul Train on it. Soul Train, probably the worst song that's ever came out in the 2020s. Ain't doing too much. Yo, bro, this is so trash. And you know what's crazy? The story behind this album, I know because I made videos on it. The story behind this album, it is really sad. I don't know why being Namir. You know, he blew up really during the SoundCloud era. He had Rubbing Off the Paint. He had all of these good songs. He had the whole YBN crew that he came in with. You know, he brought in Corday. He brought in Almighty J. He brought in Manny. He brought in all these other niggas, right? So YBN is becoming his brand. But for some reason, Namir never dropped. Namir never put out a debut album. The only tape we had from Namir for years was this right here. The YBN mixtape where it was him, Corday, and Almighty J. And it was just, you know, spitballing. It was going back and forth each song. Some songs were just Almighty J. Some songs were Namir. Some songs was just Corday. But Namir building up this fan base. He built up this, not going to say a cult, but he built up people that cared about his music. He built up people that wanted to hear another project from Namir. But then 2019, 2020, 2021, all these years go by. We never got a debut album from Namir. And then when he finally does decide to make the decision that, you know, I'm going to drop my debut album. I'm going to finally feed my fans. I'm going to give them album they was waiting on. He dropped some bullshit. We go Vulture 2 Kanye West. Kanye has really been on a downfall. And he been on a downfall within music itself and just as a person in general. This nitrous rap. See, Vultures 1 came out. People was interested. You know, it was Kanye. It was Ty Dolla $ign. It had some decent songs on there. You know, this shit had Carnival. Kanye's first #1 hit in years. So then when Kanye started teasing, you know, Vultures 2, people thinking, okay, you know, like Kanye finally got him a #1 again. And then he turns around and dropped Vultures 2. Within the span of Vultures 1 and Vultures 2, all of this shit came out about Kanye, you know, being a nitrous demon. Then he went on Nazi rant. Then you know he on that HH right now. Kanye career has went in so many places. And this album, it just wasn't it when it came out. I remember it had AI tracks on here. It had unfinished songs. That Sky City is no longer AI, and I think production sounds so much more crisp. See, he changed the song, so I don't know if it's AI anymore. But the original verse of this album, the original version of this album has so many AI songs. What did it say? Kanye West fans suspect AI use on Vultures 2. This is getting sad. This album had a whole lot of nitrous going on. It had a whole lot of AI. You know, threw on their AI slot all throughout this album. And I'm not going to say I hate AI, But what it's doing to the industry, what it's doing to not even just music, but to content creation, to, you know, just using the everyday internet, it's affecting so much. It's taking so much away from real artists and people that want to create real art. And it's kind of hard for me to play these songs and you understand how it was in its launch state. Like, he deadass treated this like a game. Remember, Cyberpunk came out, the launch state of that game was so dirt. As the years came on, the game improved. Now it's probably one of my favorite games of all time. That's kind of what happened with these albums. It started out as, he's been patching it. He updated this album probably 100 times. I don't know how different it sounds now, but I know when that shit first came out, I was not a fan. The internet was not a fan. Too many times, especially recently, we are seeing big artists, big established, talented artists come out and drop bad albums. Albums that aren't just, oh, you know, not as good as the last one, but objectively ass.